Hello everyone, it's Clay from Clay's Collections, and we're back again with another Goodwill Bins haul today. Thank you for joining us. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I know I've gotten some newer subscribers lately, so thank you so much for subscribing. It means a lot to us. Helps support this channel and show what fun things we find. If you don't know much about me, my name's Clay, and I work full-time, but I also do sell vintage and antique items at a brick and mortar store called the Pink Elephant in Hopkins, Minnesota. If you're ever in the area, stop by. A lot of fun stuff. Sorry, I'm a little out of breath because I just walked back from that way. Anyway, so my wife and I went to the bins on Friday afternoon for the first time in a while. We don't get out that way very much anymore, but we did have a really good time. And we went, usually when I used to go all the time, I'd go first thing in the morning at 8 o'clock when they open. And that was always the best for me. But this, now when we go, it's usually either Friday afternoons or Saturday mornings when it gets really busy. And it was packed, by the way, even on a Friday afternoon. I think it's because of the holidays and everybody was there. But I still found some good stuff. And you guys may ask, well, what do you sell at the brick and mortar store? I sell a little bit of everything, but I focus mostly on books. That's books. But the other major categories I sell, and I'm not sure why, but I do really well at, are vintage handkerchiefs and scarves. I sell a lot of scarves. Again, why? I do not know. I don't sell them for a lot, usually $5 to $10, depending upon the scarf. But again, I pick them up for almost nothing. So that's always very helpful. And then I do, some of you may remember my perfume bottle collection that I bought last year, 2024. And I'm selling a ton. I'm going to do another video on top sellers of 2024. So I'll let you guys know in there how many I've sold out of that collection. Plus I continue to source more now because I've done really well with it. So that's typically how I source things. I look at what sells for me in the antique store because that's what I'm selling. And I am going to make another announcement. I am going to reopen my eBay store this year. So probably in the next couple of weeks, I'll get some stuff up and list it. So if you see things in my video that you're really interested in, send me an email, which will be listed in the description, and I can put it on eBay and you can purchase things that way. I know it's been a couple of years since I've done that because I just had, life was full of other things and I wanted to simplify as much. And now I'm feeling comfortable with starting up my eBay store again. So here we go. Anyway, so let's just get into this haul. I just keep babbling along. So some of the older members of our audience will remember this guy called Yule Gibbons. And he used to be on different commercials. And I remember the one where he said, did you know that you can eat a pine cone or a pine tree? I can't remember which. Or yes, he would say some parts of the pine tree are edible. Yule Gibbons. Well, I found a book of his, and it's called Stalking the Wild Asparagus, which I thought was hilarious. And he basically goes through telling you what wild plants are edible. I'm like, oh, that brought back memories. And oh, by the way, books at our bins are 70 cents an inch. They measure it and then charge it by the inch. So in this case, I bought $7.94 worth of books, which my cost, I try to keep around 50 cents a book. So this one, I'll probably list at like $7.50. I tend to do my books at like $5, $7.50, $10, $15, $20. I like even numbers. So one of the themes of this trip, which is my first trip this year, 2025, was cookbooks. I found a number of fun little cookbooks. The 50 best bruschetta recipes. So I thought that was a fun little book. And again, when I'm paying, like this one, I wouldn't even pay a quarter for. So I can put it out there for $4 or $5 and do really well with it. This one, You're Wearing Cookbook, blender cooking, which is really kind of fun. Different recipes. 1973 is the date for this. Oh, it's still got the warranty. Toastmaster card. They didn't fill it out. So that's fun. One of the category, cookbooks are a good category. I sell a number of cookbooks, but another one is local interest. And I've talked about this before in previous videos. And I found this book, and I think I'm going to read it before I put it out for sale, but it's called A Death in White Bear Lake, Minnesota, which is one of the suburbs of the Twin Cities where I live. Didn't know they had this. So I had to pick it up because of the local interest. And this book was from when? 1991. So 30 years ago. Raise High, the Roof Beam Carpenters in Seymour, J.D. Salinger. The other thing I do for my inventory is I look for fairly well-known authors and well-known books as well as more obscure books. Like I'd never heard of this one before. It's a paperback, but paperbacks I tend to price $2 to $4 on paperbacks, depending upon the author and all that. And I do well when they're good names or totally obscure books in subject matter. So, and when I'm paying 50 cents, a book, I do well. This is a Daniel Defoe. This is one of these International Readers Library. So it's a nice decorator book. Doesn't have, a lot of intrinsic value in and of itself. That I picked those up as well because those sell really well for me. Again, $5 to $10 I'll put on there. Pirates of Colonial North Carolina. Again, I pick up books that are just I don't know, just piqued my interest. This one was printed, when was this printed? 1983. I just thought it was an interesting topic. Pirates. New Recipes for Good Eating. This was by Crisco. Love the graphics on these old cookbooks. They're just fun. Look at that boy reaching for those donuts. Give me my donuts. Merry Christmas, Stregonona. Children's books also do well for me. Oh yes, the United States Regional Cookbook. And I did pick this one up. 1939 edition. So, lots of yummy recipes in there. And I love the little inscription. It says, master this book and I'll come for a sample of each delicious favorite dish. Here's to success in everything. Helen, 3/23/1944. Now it's interesting, there is a Helen that was one of the authors of this book, editors actually. And I was like, I wonder if it's just a coincidence or if it might be her. She didn't sign her last name, she just said Helen. So I thought that was interesting. Now, Upton Sinclair, The Jungle. This paperback is like beautiful condition. Doesn't look like it was ever read, outside of a little crease on the back. So that's a good book again. Sinclair Lewis, Main Street. So another book in really good condition for a paperback. Wizard of Oz. This one is really kind of cool. It's a book and you pull the page and it becomes animated. I don't know if it's doing it because my fingers are holding it. I'll do it this way. Getting a glare from the window. See how that... I was like, oh, cool. It's called a Scanimation book. It's not worth very much, but I just thought it was a fun little book. And Wizard of Oz stuff sells well. All right, so I picked up this. I didn't know what it was. I didn't have my glasses on when I grabbed it. But I thought, oh, it's just a fun little chart. It looks kind of old, so I'll grab it. And it's actually from 1955. This is a constellation map. So you pick your month, pick your time, and it'll show you which constellations are in the sky, which I thought was really cool. Somebody, it probably had, like one of those brass expansion tacks on there, but somebody replaced it with a nail and tape. But I'll fix that before I sell it. But that's like a $10 item, 10 to 15, and we paid, because he measured it, so it was like, that probably didn't even cost anything. So, one of the things when I'm working on projects, I always get my clothes messed up because I just start going at it, right? So I found me a bib It's a barbecue bib. It's actually a vintage bib as well. I'm gonna put my glasses back on, sorry. It's 100% cotton machine wash, made in the USA. So I don't know where this was made, but I just thought it was great. So I'm like, cool, now I gotta work. Oh, here it is, 1995 relevant products. Oh, there you go. All right, so I talked about scarves. So guess what? We found some scarves at the bins. Found this velvet leopard or jaguar print scarf. I don't think there was a oh yeah, there is. CC, made in Korea. Beautiful little scarf. And these are the type that I sell. And again, this one I'll probably put $7 on. Oh, like I say, they sell well. I'm paying for clothes, which was these and a couple other things. We paid $3. So this is a silk scarf. I just love the little square pattern. And again, this one had a tag on it too. Who is this? Nick and Nora, New York, made in USA, 100% silk. Nick and Nora, yeah. I'll have to look this one up. I haven't looked it up, but we'll have to do that. And then, last but not least, is this one. And this one I bought just because I like the color combination. The green, the white, the orange, and the black, or dark navy blue, whatever it is. So I like colorful, decorative scarves. Seem to do well as of course, vintage designs. But that was the haul for me. Cindy picked up some other things, and we picked up a few things for the house. But I thought I'd do a quick video, share with you guys. Hope you're doing well, and Happy New Year. We'll catch you next time.